Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we have some news updates for you from around the land of smiles this Friday, March 21st. Now, today, we'll be talking about Thailand's recent movements in the global happiness rankings. Is it good news? Is it bad news? Find out soon. We'll also be talking about the impact that the popular HBO show White Lotus is having on Koh Samui's real estate market. And a little later, the terms that have been agreed upon in the renewed search for missing Malaysian Airlines flight MH370. Before we begin, though, please remember to subscribe to the Thaiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand, and we'll have a quick word from our sponsor.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Good Morning Thailand is brought to you by EC Markets. Trade with a wide range of instruments on global markets such as forex, metals, crude oil, indices, and even crypto. They've got over 10 years of experience, so they're a trusted website. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, disclaimer, please be careful while you are investing. The market can be volatile. Only invest what you're willing to lose.
Yeah, indeed.
Just in case.
Invest at your own risk, but EC Markets has the tools that you need to do it. All right, let's get into it. Our very first story today actually takes us down to Pattaya over a story that has been developing for several years. Now, a nightclub owner has been jailed over a deadly fire that occurred 3 years ago. A Pattaya court has sentenced Pongsirii, a.k.a. B, owner of the Mountain Bee Pub, and associates to 5 years in prison for negligence in the 2022 nightclub fire that killed 24 people. The court denied bail for all defendants. Pongsirii and an electrician received reduced sentences after pleading guilty, while his wife and father got 10 years each. Concerns have emerged over possible favoritism towards Pongsiree's father due to police ties. Victim compensation ranged up to 200,000 baht, still probably not enough. Calls have been made for the National Anti-Corruption Commission to investigate officials who approved the venue's permits. So no excuses here. This has been a big issue, not just in Thailand, around Southeast Asia. Fires that break out, not enough fire exits. The venue's not set up for it, and in this case, I believe like 10 died at the scene, while several more succumbed to their wounds and injuries later at the hospital.
And this was the second major fire story that happened in the club. The last one was actually in the Sukhumvit area. And like any story, I mean, obviously huge news all around Thailand, all around Thai media. Now people seem to have forgotten about it. But now finally we've got some news and updates regarding the repercussions and consequences of not doing it properly.
Indeed. At least they are facing some jail time. But at the same time, I found it interesting that the club owner himself is only getting 5 years while his wife is getting 10. I wonder what that's all about. Like, what is the difference in evidence?
She might be the owner on paper.
Maybe. They said he pled guilty. I'm not sure if she tried to fight the charges, and that might be the difference as well.
Because a lot of the times, you know, when you hear stories of even the companies, for example, like boats being capsized, you know, in the sea, in the rough sea, because they're carrying too many people. A lot of the time, the owners have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, I mean, it's ultimately the buck stops somewhere.
Yeah.
In any case, heart goes out to the victims.
All right. Moving on to our next story, which is taking us to Phuket regarding a water outage that's hit Patong. Phuket's Provincial Waterworks Authority has announced a planned water outage in parts of Patong on March 21st from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. due to installation of a new pressure-reducing valve system. Areas affected include a Pearl Circle intersection, Soi Prem Tap Village, Prat Meta Road, and the Beach Road. Residents and businesses are urged to store water in advance, as water may be weak or unavailable during the disruption. Once restored, water may be cloudy or contain sediment. The PWA apologizes for the inconvenience and emphasizes that the work is essential for future service improvements.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the hope, is that it'll be better in the future. But that's the problem with these announcements. This was announced yesterday. This news story came out, and I'm like, well, now it's today. It's literally happening right now. So I'm trying to get the story out as quickly as possible to let people know. Yeah.
So if you're watching and you're in Patong and you're wondering why the water's not working, or it is working, but it's very murky, now you know why.
Yeah. Anyways, it should be back on soon.
You've been updated.
Indeed. This might have something to do with our next story, as, Thailand, we just had the happiness rankings come out recently. Obviously, Finland at the top.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the land of smiles is becoming a little less smiley. That's right. Thailand is slipping in the global happiness rankings and now only ranks 49th in the latest report. Up 5 spots from last year, but still trailing behind neighbors like Singapore and Vietnam, released on the UN's International Day of Happiness. The report evaluates over 140 countries based on GDP, social support, life expectancy, freedom, generosity, and corruption perception. Finland, like I said, tops the list for the 8th year in a row. Good God. Well, what's in the water up there? The Nordic countries dominating due to strong social systems and community trust. Thailand's ranking suggests a need to focus more on social cohesion and trust rather than just economic growth. The report also urges fostering optimism and community ties to boost national well-being.
My first thought was, how on earth is Singapore higher than Thailand in terms of happiness, or at least generosity? And then I saw one of the metrics was corruption, and I was like,
I guess. Yeah, that is one of the issues here. But
Allegedly.
I didn't say who, but yeah, and there's things like there's pollution. There's a lot of hustle in Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Used to be a big sabai culture, but especially here in Bangkok, people are moving faster and trying to make that money and things like that. And
gotta say that money.
yeah, the rat race is strong.
Say that money.
I say though, what are your experiences, everybody? What do you think? Is Thailand really, does 49th feel right?
Do you feel like you've incorporated the sabai life?
For me, I am hustling harder than I've ever hustled in my life. So it's
Good for you. I can
yeah.
vouch for that. He is sometimes unnecessarily hustling.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, dude, there's absolutely no reason for you to do that tomorrow night or tonight. Just take a break. Just sleep. Just go to sleep, Alex.
I need to listen to that.
No,
advice.
I must keep moving. But okay.
Yeah, I'm like a shark, baby. A very sleepy shark.
Sure. But yeah. All right. Here we go. Moving on to our next story. Some more unfortunate news if you like breathing clean air. PM 2.5 pollution surges across Thailand's provinces. Bad news if you like fresh air. Thailand is facing a growing air pollution crisis with PM 2.5 levels exceeding safe limits in 37 provinces, particularly in the north and northeast. Now, you might be wondering, Jay, you talk about this all year long, and that's very true. Because provinces like Chiang Mai, Mae Hong Son, and Loi, some of the best places to travel in Thailand, are among the worst hit. Bangkok also saw elevated levels in 5 areas with readings up to 49 metric cubed micrograms. The situation is expected to worsen from March 21st to 27th, especially in Bangkok, the north, the northeast, and east. The south remains largely unaffected. Authorities advise people to limit outdoor activities, wear protective gear, and monitor health, especially those with existing conditions. It's time to go to holiday to Phuket, to Samui, and I guess Hat Yai.
Yeah, I mean
major cities in the south.
It's crazy to me because we do this every year and south unaffected. What's the difference? I wonder. It's this crop burning, man. It's like the major we know what the problem is. Nothing gets done about it, and we just all sort of suffer through it every year. And there have been I remember Chad came out and said, oh, we're gonna try and limit the crop burning to X amount or whatever. It is not translating. Whatever they've said, I don't think it's really translated to better air quality. And a day like today, it's not looking great out there here in Bangkok either. So might have something to do with that happiness ranking as well. But yeah, do you wear masks?
I'm so happy. Sorry.
Do you wear masks if you're in on the bikes or stuff like that?
No, I've just embraced the pollution.
Yeah,
baby.
I know. I feel like
I'm going too fast.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But I think I've gotten used to it, and that's probably the saddest thing that I can say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got. It doesn't even bother me anymore. I don't even get a sore throat. I just kind of live
conditioned
and cut years out of my life.
Yeah, that's just I don't know. I feel like every time I get on the bikes, I get off, I look like a cartoon character that's been blown up. There's probably smog all over me.
There's a ridiculous scientific statistic saying that the amount of pollution that we breathe in a day is equivalent to something like 10 cigarettes a day or something.
Yeah, that's not great. I guess that's probably you got to get the right.
Why do I
mask,
bother not smoking?
But there's different masks though. You got to be careful. You can't use the medical ones. You got to get the actual PM 2.5 ones.
It's got that little device on there that makes you feel like.
I think they have other ones that are just the device ones do. Those are cool.
Yeah.
But remember when I spent all that money on that stupid breathing one that
you did? You had a LG mask, which was more like an air purifier in your nose and mouth.
It was.
We should all get the Dyson one with the headphones.
Is that a thing? I thought that was just like a
No, that's a
prototype
real
thing.
thing.
It's a real thing.
You can buy it.
Oh man, I have to look that up.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's move on. I tried to find some happier stories to end with. We got one about White Lotus, and a little later, Patong behaving badly,
Nice.
as is promised. First up, we are down to Koh Samui, where real estate is booming after the White Lotus spotlight. That's right. Koh Samui's luxury real estate market is booming thanks in part to the latest season of the White Lotus, filmed at top resorts on the island. According to Collier's Thailand, the show has boosted the island's appeal to high-end international buyers, especially from Europe, Australia, and the Middle East. This year, over 600 new condos and 80 luxury seaside villas are expected to hit the market. Demand is strong, with villas near Lamai Beach showing nearly 80% sales. Some ultra-luxury units priced at over 100 million baht are already seeing impressive sales, highlighting Samui's rising investment appeal. And this is that soft power we talk about, right? Like why Thailand is trying to bring more productions here, get more international spotlight.
Yeah.
Translates directly into economic interest as well. Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to our next story that takes us to north of Thailand, where a foreign man has fled after a massage bill. All right. Pay your massage bills. A foreign man with a limp and a strong odor fled without paying a 700 baht massage bill in Lampang, according to a local shop owner. Very detailed description. Identified as Robert, he took a 2-hour massage, used the shop's bathroom, then claimed he had no cash and left to withdraw money, only to disappear. A bus driver also confronted him for unpaid fare, but he escaped without paying either. Police revealed Robert has scammed multiple businesses, including racking up a 10,000 baht karaoke bill. He remains at large, prompting the shop owner to warn others about his tactics. Robert!
Smelly Robert.
Smelly Rob.
With a limp. How's he getting away?
Oh, no.
What is going on here? 700 baht. It was a 2-hour massage. Okay, so that is on par. But then I'm more impressed by the 10,000 baht karaoke thing, where he's just like sitting there singing, drinking, dancing.
So vain.
And then gone.
You probably think this song is about you. Yeah, what kind of karaoke? Did other people join him? Was he buying drinks for people? Multiple girls next to him. Robert's a player, but Robert, crime does not pay, my friend. This will catch up to you very, very soon.
He remains an enigma, that's for sure. We have forgotten to get to our actual sponsor video, but I think this is a good time between the Thailand section and the ASEAN Now section, right?
Yeah. All right,
so, let's do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a quick shout from our sponsors for today. And we're back. We're back.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
Thank you, EC Markets, as well, for supporting the show. All right, so guys, that'll do it for the Thailand section of the news. Now we are on to the greater ASEAN region.
Yes.
Where our first stop is Cambodia.
Love Cambodia.
Who doesn't? But this is a strange story involving U.S. media, actually, as the leader over there, Hun Sen, is praising Donald Trump. Apparently that's a good strategy for international leaders, for targeting U.S.-funded media. That's right. Cambodian Senate President Hun Sen has praised Donald Trump's decision to shut down U.S.-funded broadcasters Voice of America, a.k.a. VOA, and Radio Free Asia, a.k.a. RFA, calling it a bold move against quote-unquote fake news. Trump's executive order scales back the U.S. Agency for Global Media, weakening outlets that provide independent news in regions with restricted press freedom. VOA's director warns the move undermines democracy and press freedom, while human rights advocates fear it will embolden authoritarian governments like, you guessed it, Cambodia's, where independent journalism is already under attack. The decision raises concerns about global media freedom. And I share those concerns. As a media company, this is the VOA, RFA, these guys, like, they're government funded, but, you know, we can't really talk about them being partisan in terms of American politics because they're reporting on other countries, right? And of course, there could be an American bias there. There's bias in all reporting, right? That's something we have to accept.
True.
But the fact that they are trying to provide a free media, for people that, they arrest journalists over there.
Yeah.
People go to jail all the time for trying to uncover stories and shed light on things. And this is obviously celebrated by the powers that be that don't want to be held accountable. So I don't know how I feel about this. Well, I do know how I feel about this move.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But,
You don't like it.
I'm curious to know your thoughts, guys, and particularly people in Cambodia, if you use VOA or RFA to gain any information, what kind of reputation it has over there. I'm curious to know your thoughts.
All right. Well, for now, we're going to move on to our next story that takes us to Vietnam, where a fishing boat sinks off Vietnam coast. 4 missing. A fishing boat sank off Vietnam's central coast near Mat Island on Tuesday evening, leaving 4 crew members missing. The vessel, an 80209 TS, captained by Nguyen Van Quang, disappeared while returning to Nhi An from sea. Another fishing boat discovered its trawl net and alerted authorities, prompting a rescue operation. Local border guards have launched a search effort and issued distress calls to nearby vessels for assistance. The missing crews includes men aged 20 to 48 from Nhi An. Efforts to locate them continue as authorities and the community hold on to hope.
That's tough. Yeah, just seeing a scrap of it. But this is why, you gotta wonder if you're going down, right? Like, is there not, radio? Like, all of these boats should have radio, so they should be able to send out an SOS, and the Coast Guard should be able to get there quickly. What's strange is that this is mysterious. There was no SOS call. Just their net was discovered, and they're like, where are those guys? And we still don't know. So, unfortunate story coming out of Vietnam. Hopefully they can. Maybe they're just floating around on some wreckage somewhere, but for now, it doesn't look good. Well, speaking of wreckage, our next story takes us to Malaysia, where they have greenlit a new search for the missing Malaysian Airlines flight MH370. So, Malaysia has finalized an agreement with exploration firm Ocean Infinity to restart the search for Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, which vanished in 2014 with 239 people on board. The new seabed search will cover 15,000 square kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean under a quote-unquote no-find, no-fee deal. Ocean Infinity will receive $70 million if the wreckage is found. Previous searches, including a 2018 effort by the firm, were unsuccessful. A search vessel was deployed last month, and the contract is expected to span 18 months, aiming to provide closure to the victims' families. Well, you gotta wonder who's funding it then. They get $70 million if they find it. They've searched before, they didn't find it. I'm curious to know who is actually providing the money for these searches, because it's an extensive thing, 18 months. It's a lot of manpower, a lot of technology that's being used, and hopefully it does turn something up. But this still remains one of the greatest mysteries of the 21st century, and we still have no idea. It'd be nice to get some answers.
All right.
Our last story.
Our last story, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the Philippines, where Philippines scrambling to ease commuter strain amid a strike. The Philippine Department of Transportation is urgently negotiating with transport group Manibela ahead of a 3-day strike starting from March the 24th. The protest targets alleged discrepancies in government data and the public transport modernization program, with Manibela claiming only 43% of operators are consolidated, not the reported 86%. The DOTR is prioritizing commuter relief and driver welfare, as deployed Assistant Secretary Dioscoro Reyes to mediate. Contingency plans include free rides through MMDA and LGUs. With transport strikes persisting since 2017, the dispute underscores ongoing friction between modernization efforts and traditional transit operators.
Curious to me that the statistics that they noted, it was reported 86%. They say it's actually just 43. That's like a 50% exactly. Not what was actually on the books, apparently. But yeah, I don't know. This is just a big thing in all of Southeast Asia, right? Traffic, transport, getting around. It's something that we always constantly complain about. But as cities are trying to modernize, right, there's going to be disruptions, and we'll have to suffer a little bit.
Suffer we will.
It'd be nice if we could make these cities more walkable. You know what I mean? If we eliminated the needs for so many cars, if there was better, metro access, that kind of a thing. I don't know. I'm no public official, but I feel like there's got to be some better ways. Well,
Yeah,
anyways,
well, ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. You can find more stories on the Thaiger.com, and you can join in the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
That's the largest English news forum in Thailand.
That's true. Please also remember to subscribe to the Thaiger. Subscribe here. Like
Please.
the videos.
Yeah,
please. Thank you.
subscribe.
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
And also follow us on Instagram, TikTok,
Yes.
X, Facebook, all of the other platforms where you see other content that you
Yes.
don't normally see here on the main YouTube channel. Yeah. And
You might think your subscription doesn't matter, but it does.
super matters.
So please
you know.
do it. Please
time.
do it.
Please do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. Just push the button. All right. Anyways, let's get into the comments.